Hello, my name is Carlos Fonseca. I am the marketing manager here at Timbeter. Um, we will start the webinar, but before I wanted to let you know that after the webinar, you will get an email with important information regarding how to start with Timbeter, so a step-by-step guide, and also a video on how one of our clients is using the technology in their operations. After the webinar it's done, you will get that email. You will also get an email with the link to rewatch this webinar. And so you can always also revisit the recording. Please remember that you can take into consideration that you can reach us at info@timbeter.com as well. So you can always, if you have any questions, regarding the software or regarding pricing, you can send us an email to info@timbeter.com. Okay, with me is Jyotsna. She's our sales representative for Southeast Asia. Jyotsna, do you want to say a couple of words?
Yeah, hi, Carlos, and thank you so much for the initial introduction. And yes, like Carlos said, I am sales manager at Timbeter, and I'm looking after the Asian markets particularly. We have a few clients already using in Asia, like who are using Timbeter for various purposes, for containers and even the log counter option, and of course, Timbeter regular app is the most common. So, Carlos will go ahead and take you through the presentation first, and then I will just give you a quick demo of how to use the app to measure various things for Roundwood. And yes, at the end, we will take questions. So, I think we are good to go. Carlos, would you like to go ahead?
Yes, thank you. So let's start with the presentation. Today I wanted to talk to you about Timbeter. So Timbeter is the digital workflow management for the timber industry. How it works is you take a photo of the timber pile with your smartphone. Then Timbeter does all the number crushing for you. So it attach GPS information, does the log count, volume, diameter, etc. This information is then uploaded to the cloud. From there, you can create inventories and see the information in real time. You can do you can trace achievement, for example, throughout the logistic chain, and you can attach different information in the cloud platform that we offer. So how it works is we have a artificial intelligence and machine learning, and this is done in the mobile and the tablet. So you don't need to buy a specific device. You can use any Android or Apple device as long as it has a 8-megapixel camera. So it does an initial detection, then it finds the contours of the log and creates a circle of the area at the same equal area, and then aligns the center. That's how it works. So this measurement is objective. You can audit it. The information is available in real time. You can see it throughout the supply chain. You can use this information for logistics and production and sales. It's easy to use. It's accessible for everyone. It's based in the smart device, and is easy to roll out. So just a big picture here, you can know the origin of the measurement because we attach GPS data. Also, this can be used for information for logistics and planning because you can see this in real time. You have the information of the volume, number of logs, and with this you can create quick inventories in different formats. You also can attach the information regarding the species, and with this you can also do a quick pricing calculation. If you enter the information, then the system can give you this calculation. And it also helps in the transaction because you can have information regarding buyers and sellers, and you can share, you can decide if you want to share some of the information from our system to someone else. So Timbeter is time and cost efficient. You can have a real-time overview. It has instant reporting. All the data is digital. And so this means that you don't have to worry about paper getting lost or someone misplacing or, you know, doing a mistake or making an error. It means an optimization of the production and logistics. It maximizes the value of each log, and it prevents illegal logging because you know where the logs come from, and promotes environmentally sustainable forest management. So I wanted to give you just a quick tour of the features that we offer. You have diameter and truck measurements. With our application, you can measure a truck, for example, the one that you see in the left down, or the one to the right, the upper side. You can also mark defects on particular logs, like the one on the right top of your screen. Those X there, they are defects that are marked. You can do a measurement of a pile. You can do a measurement of the density of a pile coefficient for those that are working with pulp or fuel wood. You can also, for large piles, you can take a panorama measurement, like the one in the left down. So a big pile, you can create a panorama. You can also use QR codes. You can use another feature we offer is a loading tool, and this one helps, you know, in certain countries, in certain areas, or depending on the company, you could have requirements, specific requirements regarding the load that you can have in the truck. So this feature lets you see, you know, you enter the amount of volume, and then the application tells you which logs you can, you know, amounts to that volume. And then diameter range, this one to the right and the bottom, you create a range, and the application tells you which logs are within that range. But Jyotsna will tell us about that later on. So all the measurements taken with different devices are then sent to one account. So your organization, your company can have one account and different devices, and all this information will come to one account. And so there, you know, it could be a device, or a device can be in another location, in another operation you have somewhere else in the country, or even in another country. And this information will be uploaded to the cloud, and you will be able to see it in real time. Once the device has internet and can and uploads this information, it will sync immediately. So this is the web platform that we offer. We call it the storage module. And here you have you can see a map where the measurements come from geographically. Also, there are some other functionalities that I want to focus. So here in the storage module, you can also filter the data by date, by species, by the device that took the measurements, the location, or if you attach a shipment number, then by shipment number as well. You can export these reports to Excel or PDF. You can also add other measurements, and you can share this information quickly to other people even outside of your company. You can share this information with them via a URL. You can also edit the measurement in the cloud platform. You know, this could be more comfortable because you are in a bigger screen. Also, you can take the picture in the field, in the log yard, and then go back to your office and then edit the measurement there if it needs to be edited. You can include specific data to your company. This is possible with you can personalize or system, and you can, for example, attach. You can create fields for, let's say, shipment numbers, but also truck plate numbers and other important information that you require. We also offer a report log by log, and you can to this report you can add a specific pricing, and you can create reports pretty easily. We also offer a functionality for duplicates. So if this functionality recognizes if a measurement has been done from the same pile, and it will create a report, and it will let you know if there was some logs that were in another previous measurement. Sorry. Our solution is easily to integrate with other accounting or ERP systems out there, like SAP or 1C. So if your company is already using one of these softwares, you can connect the information coming from Timbeter to these systems. We are working with different companies. We have a great portfolio with global leaders. We have, for example, as customers, we have International Paper, we have SCG, CMPC, and ArcelorMittal, and others in basically all over the world. But we are also working with sawmills in different sizes. We are also working with private forest owners, national forest institutions in different countries as well, and medium and big operations all over the world. And so I wanted to talk to you about some of our clients. CMPC has been using Timbeter since 2017. CMPC is the largest forest products company in Latin America. It has operations in 8 countries, and they are using Timbeter in their plantations. I will send you a video produced by CMPC and how they use our software. The video was produced by them, and I will give it to you in the email that you will get after the webinar. So some of the results they have achieved so far, they have reduced exposure to nearby machinery. So this creates a safer environment, but also it means that the machinery doesn't have to stop for a long time when the process of measurement is happening. So this could mean a lot in saving resources, because if the machinery is stopped by a long time, then of course you are losing money. So there is saving in lower cost. There's also a reduction in the use of paint, and so there is there is a saving of 45% of the use of paint. And it's also very transparent because you see the unique and the visible value of each log. And it has helped them to plan the logistics in real time. They know the location of each pile, and this has helped them to plan their logistics. We are also, as I said before, we are also working with SCG. We are working with SCG packaging. They started using Timbeter in 2018. They are buying pulpwood from local farmers. They have more than 40 purchase points. And what Timbeter is doing for them is that they can quickly and accurately see results for sales transactions. They can see the correct price assessment. They have an instant overview of the volume, and that translates also in less time spent negotiating these transactions. And it gives them an overview of all the sales happening, all the transactions happening in these different purchase points they have where they are using Timbeter. So this is what I wanted to share with you today. Now we have Jyotsna. She will give you a demo on how our application works.
Okay, thank you so much, Carlos, for taking us through the presentation. Now let's understand how to use the app for different types of measurements. If you see the screen, you can actually see the home screen of the app that we have, which is the Timbeter regular app, available on iOS as well as Android Play Store. So you can download it, and I would suggest you can download it on the side while I take you through the demo of the app so that it would be easier for you to understand. So if you see here, we have two options. First is start measuring, which is simply how you can go ahead and take a picture of the pile. On the right side, we have the view results option, which will show you all the previous measurements that you have done. And you can also edit those existing ones and see here different inventories, incoming and outgoing, and other details. However, before we go to all these details, let's just go ahead and start the tutorial, because that would be easier for us to understand. So, right, so we have these few options here under the tutorial section. First is the diameter measurement, which will give you the diameters of all the logs in a particular pile which you're measuring. Then we have the panorama capture, which is just simply to take multiple pictures if in case you have a very, very large pile of logs. And then we have the option to also see the density of the pile. So these are multiple options we have. Let's go ahead and do the diameter measurement first. Now it will give you basic details on how our diameter measurement works. The first and foremost thing for us before we measure through Timbeter app is to make sure that we have a reference stick which needs to be placed in front of the pile, like shown in the picture here. You can simply take any stick which is roughly around 1 meter length, which is the minimum length which is required. However, you can also have a longer reference stick. However, 1 meter is the minimum length. Now just click on go ahead, and you can see here different options. These are the details that you will have to enter after taking the picture from the app. Make sure when you're taking the picture, you are standing right in front of the pile and you're parallel to the pile. The phone is held parallel to the pile and there is enough brightness. You can also select the brightness from the Timbeter app itself. It can be adjusted. So now after you take the picture, you will have to come here and select the reference size, which is manually you can enter if in case it's longer than 100 centimeters. Second thing is the tree species. So if you look here, by default, birch is selected here. However, if you are using any other tree species, you can select it from here. And if it's not in the list, you can also click on other. The next thing is the log length. This is the average length of all the logs in the measured stack. So if you have a log pile in front of you, you can just take an average of the log lengths and you can mention it here. This is the only requirement from your side in order to get the diameters of all the individual logs. And the final thing is the formula. So by default, cylindrical formula is the most common formula which is used by most companies and most countries as well. However, if you have any other options, you can select any of these as well. We have listed the major formulas that different countries and companies are using. Now click on save. The next screen will basically show you the picture that you have taken. And you just have to now make sure that this red line which appears on the screen has to match exactly with the reference stick that we have kept in front of the pile. Now in order to make sure that it's exactly matching, we can also zoom in and match it exactly with this pile. If we do not do this step, the results would not be accurate. And so this is our first checkpoint for making sure that the measurement is as accurate as possible. Now we are done with this. Let's click on next. Now here, if we see in this picture, we have 3 different piles. However, we would only want to take the diameters of the pile in the center. So we can just drag these circles and make sure that we are only using the central pile. So as you can see, I have tried and avoided the extra piles which are coming in the back. Then it's done. Now let's click on next again. Now if you can see, there are certain details which can be fine-tuned here, and I can always select this. Like for example, I select on this, it's slightly larger, so I can make it smaller. Now this one is selected by mistake. There's no log here, so I can remove it by long pressing on it. Third is, if we see this log, it has no diameter selected, so we can select it here and change the size if needed. Right, so now let's just click on next. And here we go, we have all the results on the left hand side. As you can see, we have avoided the other 2 piles. However, 1 log is still missed out from this pile. You can always go back and measure it again. You can fine tune the details again and come back to the results page. However, for now, let's just go to all the details that are shown here. The average diameter is given here, which is 25.13 in centimeters. And you have a slider here. So this is basically nothing but the total different options for the diameters that we have calculated. If we only want to see certain diameters, which the logs which have diameters in this particular range, it will only show us here. If we drag it here, we can select any range we want, and so on. We can also see the log count here and the other details that we had mentioned. So also it will give you the volume of this pile. Now this is how the measurement option, diameter measurement option works. Let's just go to the other option. Panorama is nothing but taking multiple pictures, which you can also try at your end. Now let's just go to the 4th option here, which is given here. Let's just click on this. this is the option to calculate the density of the pile. So basically we can select the part of the pile which has the highest number of logs and the less number of gaps in between, which will give us the density of the pile in the entire stack. So again, we have to enter these basic details and click on save. Now how we did in the diameter measurement, we have to again measure, we have to mark the red line exactly as per the reference stick. And click on next. Now, if you can see here, we can again fine tune the logs if required. Let's click on next. Then it will take the contour, it will take the surface area of the entire log pile, and you can basically edit it if you need to. However, we'll just go ahead for now. And here you go. You can see the density as well, which is given at the end, which is 0.66. So basically, this is how the app works for the basic measurements. There are many other options that are also available for us to measure, which you can try out at the end. Also, when I was talking about the view results section, so all these measurements that we did will appear here, and you can always go back and view these. So the Timbeter app can be accessed from here. However, you also have the web version, which you can go to the Timber on your web browser and log into your Timbeter option and select the details. You can also view the measurements done by different people in your organization by adding different users in the storage module and so on. So you would be able to make sure that all the measurements done in your organizations are saved at a single place. And these measurements and these results can also be shared with different people in your organization or anybody in your partners or suppliers or buyers, etc. So basically, this is what how the Timbeter measurement works. We are open for questions now. If you have any questions, please leave them at the question answer section here. You can just type it here and we'll be able to see your questions and we'll answer it now. So thank you so much for everyone's time, and let's take the questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jyotsna. Yeah, so you can leave us your question in the tab for the questions, and we will be able to see it, not the rest of the participants. It's important to mention, as Jyotsna was saying, you can download the app for Android and or iOS. In the email that I will send you, you have the step-by-step guide on how to get started with Timbeter, and there you will find the link to download the app. The tutorials are always in the app, so you can access them whenever you need to, and once you download the application, you will have a free trial. And if you want to start a trial, a pilot project that is bigger with your company, you can contact us and we can talk about it. You can contact us at info@timbeter.com. So let's see if so well there isn't any questions. Well, I would like to thank you again for the interest in Timbeter and for your time today. Thank you, Jyotsna, for your for the demo as well, and we hope to see you again in another webinar. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes, and thank you everyone for the time, and thanks Carlos for your time as well. And yes, we will send you all the details soon over the email as well. So thank you. Have a great day.